Imagine running the most powerful empire on Earth. You control Europe, North Africa, the Middle East. Your roads last 2,000 years. Your army is unstoppable. And then it collapses. Not overnight. Not from one bad emperor, but from a slow, messy combination of bad decisions, pressure, and decay. Today, I'll break down the top 5 reasons the Roman Empire fell, and trust me, some of these feel uncomfortably modern. Let's get into it. Reason number 5. Political chaos and terrible leadership. Rome had a leadership problem. Actually, Rome had a constant leadership crisis. Between 235 and 284 AD, Rome had 26 emperors. Most were assassinated. Some ruled for only months. Imagine trying to run a country when generals overthrow emperors. Emperors bribe the army to stay loyal. Loyalty goes to whoever pays. Most Rome became less about leadership and more about survival politics. Instead of long-term planning, emperors focused on staying alive, paying off soldiers, crushing rivals. The result? No consistency, no vision, no stability. When leadership becomes a revolving door, institutions rot fast. Reason number 4. Economic collapse and crushing taxes. Rome didn't just fall militarily, it went broke. Here's what happened. Constant wars equals massive military spending. Fewer conquered territories equals less loot coming in. Emperors started devaluing currency by mixing silver coins with cheap metals. Translation: inflation. Prices skyrocketed. Savings became worthless. To compensate, the government raised taxes hard. Farmers abandoned land. Middle-class citizens were squeezed. Trade slowed down. At one point, people literally preferred bartering instead of using Roman money. When people stop trusting currency, the economy cracks, and Rome's did. Reason number 3. A massive, overstretched empire. Rome got too big. At its peak, the empire stretched from Britain to the Middle East, Germany to North Africa. That sounds impressive, and it was. But it came with a huge problem. Rome couldn't defend everything at once. Borders were thousands of miles long. Communication was slow. Troops were spread thin. By the late empire, Rome had to hire mercenaries, rely on foreign soldiers, defend multiple borders simultaneously. An empire that expands too fast eventually hits a wall. Rome hit several. Reason number 2. Barbarian invasions. Yes, they were real. This one gets all the attention, and for good reason. Groups like Visigoths, Vandals, Huns didn't just raid Rome, they moved in. Why? Pressure from the Huns pushed tribes west. Rome allowed some groups to settle. Mistreatment led to rebellion. In 410 AD, Rome was sacked for the first time in 800 years. That was psychological devastation. Rome was supposed to be eternal, untouchable, invincible. Once that myth shattered, so did Roman authority. The empire didn't collapse because of invasions alone, but invasions finished off a system already on life support. Reason number 1. Internal decay and loss of civic pride. This is the real killer. Rome didn't fall because people hated Rome. It fell because people stopped believing in it. Earlier, Romans believed in duty, public service, sacrifice for the state. Later Rome, corruption was normal. Offices were bought, not earned. Citizens avoided military service. Loyalty shifted to wealth and survival. When citizens stop caring about the system collapses from the inside. Empires don't die when attacked. They die when no one wants to defend them anymore. Closing. Why Rome still matters. Rome didn't fall in a day. It fell slowly through bad leadership, economic strain, overexpansion, invasion, and internal decay. Sound familiar? That's why Rome still matters. Not because it failed, but because it shows us how powerful systems unravel.